Hi, I'm Joe Ward of Boxer Shorts Media. Would you believe it if I told you that the CBRM is about to approve a 5% property tax reduction? I'm putting the Vegas odds on it getting through because the money's there. Now, how you all talk about it in the next 48 hours might have some influence too, so don't start a convoy, just share your opinion online, maybe even share this video. Here's how it's taking form. Popular CBRM Councillor Darren Bruckschwaiger made a power play move right out of the gate during the budget discussions. The Cape Breton Post's Ian Nathanson reported that Mayor McDougall and CAO Walsh objected, suggesting the discussion be deferred to the later stages. When that came to a vote, Mayor McDougall cast the tiebreaker, forcing a deferral. But Bruckschwaiger was wise to put it forward right out of the gate. He prevents them from easily making excuses later if they've gone through the whole process and built up a case why they have nothing left for the homeowners. And he obviously locked in an important factor, and that's media attention. This lets him immediately set the tone and create strong expectations with the public. Now, the tax break idea probably isn't the best, or I should say probably isn't the best strategy to go about it. But going with a token tax reduction, given that the municipality has significantly increased its revenues with Houston's 15 million and inflation causing our capped tax base to jump ahead about 3 years faster than usual, so it's actually doable. Where it'll go wrong is making it a flat rate across the board or spreading it too thin by including commercial rates. If it's across the board, it ultimately means that some of the most affluent home and cottage owners will see larger chunks of money saved than the homeowners most in need. But with Mayor McDougall becoming more and more in tune with Cecil Clarke's view towards equalization and distancing herself from the Nova Scotians for Equalization Fairness group, a group in which she was much stronger supporter prior to her election, putting this pressure on now may be necessary. So far, the mayor has played a wait-and-see game to have the province take the lead on determining if the 15 million is renewed, dropped, or altered. She's also waiting for a new charter that'll be too long in coming, and they'll inevitably end up making too complex to get done quickly. Likewise, and unfortunately, the mayor has put herself in a conflict of interest situation as the president of the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities. As its president, she's going to endorse their cap removal plan that will take way too long and be more beneficial to Halifax than the CBRM. As it looks, her role as the president of the NSFM is going to trump her role as the mayor of the CBRM, and that's not good for us. But if Bruckschwaiger pushes the tax cut through with support from Councillor Erling McMullen and others, it's ultimately going to be a low efficiency move. It's more like a Christmas turkey from the mafia than it is an investment in our tax base. $1,000 in the pocket of $1 million homeowner versus $100 in the pocket of a $100,000 homeowner. And that might just be fair for uncapped $1 million homes, some paying over $20,000 a year in taxes. But what it isn't is an investment. So if it's to be considered an investment, we have to think of it in terms of successfully taking the reins from the mayor and setting a precedent for making actual progress on taxes, creating heightened public awareness and discussion, and setting the foundations for even greater pressure on securing that $15 million or more for the long term, and finding ways to lower taxes that aren't dictated by the NSFM. The for dummies way of making the money as an investment is to pay down long-term debt. It's easy to understand and calculate the interest savings. That comes with the caveat of restricting them from just taking out more debt to replace it, because all that does is allow them to appear to have paid down debt while also increasing spending. A better approach is going to have to take the kind of bold coup d'etat-ish move that Bruckschwaiger insinuated, but with a smarter policy builder mindset that probably doesn't exist within the CBRM right now, unless we were to convince John Wally to come back from New Dawn. We're going to miss the double-wide window of opportunity with the pandemic push out of higher-risk cities and the buckets of government money being invested to relocate the Marconi campus and configure our healthcare facilities. Of course, the politicians won't realize anything is missed when there are ribbons to be cut and cool pedway photo opportunities to be had. But if we wanted a smarter way to maximize the returns we get from both the pandemic and the construction activity, we'd fix our tax system and use it to get rid of our competitive disadvantages. Take the $15 million and invest it in removing the cap in 1 to 3 years while minimizing or eliminating any tax increases on homeowners. Or declare 0% tax on new home builds to create a residential construction boom, and then phase the tax back in over as many as 10 years. Ideally, configure a plan to do both, and see our fortunes change prior to even getting to the next election, where it may be Bruckschwaiger versus McDougall. We'll see. Check out my upcoming mayoral ranking to get insights on how that may shape up. And this is a good time for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My prediction is that there's enough support for tax reduction and it will pass. If it comes down to a tiebreaker vote from the mayor, it's going to be a leadership test. Will she push back against expectation and vote it down, realizing the political goodwill she'll lose if she's the deciding vote in the wrong direction in the eyes of most of the public? Or will she see its momentum and join Bruckschwaiger's leadership in fighting for property owners? Bruckschwaiger most likely understood the strategy of jumping ahead of the process. Even if he loses the vote, he walks away with wider recognition for acting on behalf of the public and puts other councillors in a tough spot to oppose the move, whether it's the right move or not, whether it's a $1,000 turkey, a $100 turkey, or a slice of tofurkey in the grand scheme of things. I want to say kudos to Ian Nathanson at Saltwire for recognizing the significance of a vote to defer the discussion and to cover it early in the process. Share Ian's report, share my video, and start a discussion and let them hear you loud and clear.
Please hang up and try again.